Hi, hello, this is Charlotte Piper with Dragonfly Oracle Inc. And my broadcast actually started a lot faster than I was imagining it would, so kind of caught me off guard there. Anyway, we're set and ready to go for the Dragonfly Oracle online group reading. This is something that I do free for folks. Right now, it's about once a month, and usually I gear it around the full moon because the full moon is a magical time for manifestation. So it's a good time to gain insight into whatever it is that you're seeking to have more knowledge about, because it's a highly energetic time for that type of thing. It's also a good time for you to get a real crystal clear vision about what it is that you're intending to create for your life. And also do something that I call a full moon ceremony, where basically you just write down all of the things that are no longer serving you in your life, and you on a piece of paper, and you dispose of it in some way that's meaningful. Usually for most people that means burning it. And basically the symbology beyond that is that you are clearing your energetic field to make more space for your manifestation to show up, if that makes any sense. So that's just kind of a basic, broad overview of why you do the full moon ceremony and how you do it. It is a good habit to get into, and I typically do these, something similar to this, on or around the full moon. At least every other month. Some months I don't have anything I want to get rid of, but most of the time I do have some stuff. Anyway, I have a couple of announcements while I'm sort of like shuffling the cards here. And by the way, tonight's deck is the Wisdom from of the House of Night Oracle card deck by Miss PC Cast and Colette Baron Reed. I just felt led to read from this deck tonight. I don't know exactly why. The themes are maybe a little bit darker, or maybe kind of addressing shadow work, and it's a really beautiful deck. So anyway, announcements. I have some people that are still waiting on sugar scrubs from me, and I apologize. Life just exploded all of a sudden for me, and I got really busy and I got kind of backlogged. So I just want you to know that I know who you are, and I know you're still waiting, and I appreciate your patience, but I will definitely get them out to you. All winners for the drawings, both previous to tonight and tonight, can expect to hear from me to set up arrangements. Generally at least within 72 hours of the broadcast. So I want to remind everybody at this time that if you're intending on participating in the drawing, the raffle, later in the broadcast, then you will need to check in with me either on the website by posting a comment below this broadcast, or by commenting on the Facebook event where several of you have joined from. And the reason for that is I want to give credit to those who are sharing their precious time with me tonight, and give you a chance to win some what I think are some pretty cool prizes. So at this time, if you're on the broadcast or you're viewing the broadcast, please check in either on the website or at the Facebook event page. Let's see here. I guess that's really all I had. Not too much to announce. There's one other thing, actually. This is a new feature that I've added for those who are enjoying, or I guess participating in these broadcasts. And on my website, where you're currently viewing this, I've added a feedback form. And this is highly helpful for me to continue to cultivate my business in a way that is pleasing to the internet public, I guess you could say, that I interact with frequently through the website and on email and through social media. So if after the reading you feel moved to do so, could you please fill out the feedback form? And if you leave me a testimonial, it'll definitely go on my new testimonial page that I'm developing. I have a lot of clients that come to me and they just want to share in testimonials, both theirs and with others. So at any rate, feedback form. It's on the site. You have to scroll down a little bit into the actual posting. So at this time, I have, I think there's 50 cards in this deck. And again, it's a really beautiful deck, the Wisdom of the House of Night by Colette Baron Reed and PC Cast. Actually, an interesting story about this deck. My daughter, well, PC Cast actually wrote a series called The Wisdom of the House of Night. For some of you, you may know that, some of you may not. And my daughter just last year read one of her books and did a feature, a book report on PC Cast in the book, The Wisdom of the House of Night. And she actually shared these cards with her class. So thought that was pretty cool. Right now I'm just kind of shuffling, and I'd like everybody to kind of clear their field of focus and sort of hold the intention for what it is that you want to have come through the reading for you specifically tonight. And I will hold the intention that I can be that I can connect to that field of focus and give you something to work with. And with that, I'm going to go ahead and just draw the cards. Earlier I asked my daughter to pick the number of cards I would draw, and while she didn't want to be on camera, she said 15, so that's the number we're going to go with. And I'm going to just draw the cards real quick, 15 of them, face down, of course, completely at random. Of course, you can see there's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And so I usually do this where I sort of lay them out on the table. I have a table here in my office where I do video readings and in-house readings, and for this kind of setup that I'm doing right now, it just doesn't really work. So we'll just do the 15 and we'll see what comes through with those. And I'm going to just take a quick pause before we get started to look through the check-ins online so I can kind of keep on top of that. So just bear with me one moment. All right. So it looks like so far, of course my computer's running slowly because it doesn't really like Facebook and Google Hangouts running at the same time. So just bear with me here. Okay, so far it looks like we have John V on the broadcast, and well, I don't know if Sherry's actually started yet, but if you could, if you've actually found the broadcast on the website, Sherry, then just shoot me or just, I guess, check in on that Facebook event feed and let me know that you have actually worked the situation out. So, okay. At this point, okay, good. So, some of you may be having video feed problems, and again, it's highly possible that it's because of my computer, and unfortunately, it's kind of running a little slow, and I apologize for that. But we're going to get started here, and I'm going to rearrange these by the first card that was drawn, which is actually on the bottom. And I may choose to use the guidebook. Sometimes I need a little bit of a jump start, but let's see. Okay, so this first card is Understanding. And it's a really, I don't know, the feeling that I get from this card right off the bat is, it's kind of a warm feeling, like relief, like maybe acceptance through understanding. So let's just take a peek real quick and see what the message associated to the card is, and maybe how it might be pertaining to your circumstance. Okay, so it says this is the symbol for deep and true comprehension. So this is a card that is saying that in order to get a complete understanding of the situation, you need to focus more. And you need to keep an open mind and an open heart, and to allow yourself to receive information, because the information that's trying to come through to you right now is for you to have a clearer view of what your next steps are. And those are kind of the exact words that are coming to me. So the first card is Understanding. And the message is to focus and to have calm clarity. So the next one, and it presents upside down, which I'm not sure if we have challengers in this deck. It's very likely that we don't. But it presents upside down. Normally with Colette Baron Reed's decks, I get used to reading these as challengers, but in this deck, it's not pertinent. So this card is Differences. And the thing that I'm drawn to right away is, if you see right here, there's a white kitty and a black kitty. And it's urging us to accept each other's differences, whether or not we actually understand completely or agree. Saying that going along with this card, there's the message is that in order for you to have a better tolerance for the differences that you have with an individual, or some sort of societal point of view, that you have to have a clearer understanding that in order for you to respect those differences and kind of like live and let live, is by being open and understanding of the other person, even if you don't necessarily agree. So, number 3, the fledgling. There's a couple of different themes that are associated with this card. First of all, there's lots of new beginnings happening currently. And excuse me while I take a sip of water. At any rate, there's a lot of new beginnings happening right now. I'm currently in my own life going through a lot of new beginnings. The fledgling is like it's a fresh start. It's representative of innocence, and retaining your innocence in a world that is so chaotic right now. So there's a couple of different themes that are associated with this card, and one of them is keep an eye out for new beginnings. If you're in the current stages of new beginnings, it's a recognition that you're on the right path. And for others, it's speaking to you, your innocence, and being retaining a sense of awe, despite maybe becoming a little jaded by how the world has treated you, so to speak. And with the next, we have rigid. Okay, so this card is going along really well, and I'm starting to understand the theme. Like, there's somebody, most specifically, or maybe there's several people that are looking at this broadcast, and they are wondering why they're struggling so hard in their life, mostly with manifesting something that is extremely important to them. And this card is saying it's because you're being too rigid in your thinking. You are not being open, and you're not willing to. And you have to be. I don't want to sound so negative, but again, this deck is kind of about shadow work. So it's talking about being more flexible in your approach and being more able to. Gosh, I'm trying to search for the words because there's so much that's coming through with this card. So basically, when you're trying to manifest and you're having blocks, it's because you're being too rigid in your thinking, and you're not allowing the universe to create divine circumstances of which you might not have any clue because of your rigidness, if that makes any sense. I hope that makes sense to somebody. Makes sense to me. Okay, so the fifth card coming through is Stevie Ray, and the card is Loyalty. And the first thing that comes through is, of course, there's a lot of concern right now about who's loyal, who is loyal to you, who should you pledge your loyalties to, and that's again why we started off here with understanding, because having a clear understanding, keeping an open mind and heart, and being willing to release your rigidity about how you thought your life should look, this will begin to show you the loyal people that are part of your circle once you have been able to really kind of like establish that flexibility in your life. A lot of times when we get really like laser focused on our manifestations, certain people tend to fall away, and there is a reason for that, and it's okay. You don't have to be offended by it. It's just you're building your spirit family here on Earth, and these are the people that are loyal to you, and the people that are worthy of you pledging your loyalty. Okay, so next one, High Priestess of Earth. She's really pretty. I think that a lot of, I think one of the reasons why I was drawn to this deck is many of these cards, if you haven't noticed already, have a moon in them. In this case, she has it on her forehead. A lot of them have it on their forehead. And so I guess it goes relatively well with the full moon theme, except for she has a crescent moon. And let's see, High Priestess of Earth. When you choose a symbol of the High Priestess of Earth, the goddess of night, I am nudging you to take care of your health and your beautiful body. Okay, so this is addressing physical healing. And for some of you, that is like from an illness, or that for some of you, that's simply taking better care of your body, because it can be really traumatizing for your spirit if you are not actively taking good care of your physical temple. And this card is urging you to be more active, and there's many ways that that can be accomplished. Let's see here. It says, now is the time to eat well, get rest, and connect to the power of Earth by walking barefoot. Maybe after this reading, once you have done your manifestation and clearing exercises that I mentioned earlier, you could get barefoot and go out into your backyard or nature, wherever, and in a safe, controlled way, burn those things that are no longer serving you. And that's one way you could be, connecting with the earth and acting upon this, like, as soon as possible. Let's see here. Okay, so for some of you that are having questions about a particular relationship, High Priestess of Earth is asking you to wait until you see tangible evidence of what you seek to understand about this relationship. And she's pointing to this, right? So we were just talking about building a loyal circle. Some of us are simply just interested in having a loyal partner, as far as romantically. And that High Priestess of Earth is encouraging you to be aware, be open, let your heart be open, but let them show you their loyalty. Don't just assume it. Does that make sense? We're doing good? Okay, so we are 6 cards in, and we have Playful. And this is rather nice to see, considering all the stuff that we've already talked about. And of course, it's a kitten. I love kittens. I have cats of my own. So, kittens are typically synonymous with being playful, so it would fit. It obviously fits well with the card. And I'm just going to pull it up here in the book and take a peek real quick and see what the kitten is trying to tell us. Okay. So, let's see here. It says, life is not always so serious. Choosing this symbol means it's time to lighten up and be playful. Okay, so I would agree with that. What have we been talking about the whole time during this reading? Like kind of maybe letting go, being less rigid, being open with your heart and your mind, and preserving your innocence through loyalty, preserving your innocence. Stevie Ray brought that up. And part of innocence is being like a child and, choosing to play. Let's see. And it says there's going to be a situation that comes up soon that is going to test your ability to stay in a positive frame of mind, or have a sense of humor about the situation. And it may be something that you typically would maybe kind of like get irritated by. And this card is encouraging you to maybe choose a different approach and see how that can help with your manifestation. Let's see. Next is invisible. And this card, actually the feeling associated to this card is it's supposed to, it's somebody has been struggling with their sense of self, and this card is saying it's you no longer need to hide yourself, hide your true self. It's no longer necessary for you to remain invisible. And message associated to the card is sometimes you may feel like you don't fit in, as if you are invisible to others, but your goddess and your gods and goddesses and angels and spirits see you and know you and believe in you. And it's encouraging you to refrain from being offended by people. Remember, we were talking about earlier, differences between people. Refrain from being offended by people who are just unable to recognize your greatness fully, because there's a lot of people that maybe are not. Everybody's on a different. In a different stage of their spiritual unfoldment, and we can only recognize that in another that is something that we are already engaged with ourselves. So if somebody is unable to see your greatness or recognize your greatness, then it's not a reflection upon you whatsoever. It's just it's more of a lack of their own understanding. And if they are having a lack of understanding about you, maybe you should direct them to this broadcast and have them check out this reading. Oh, wow, look at this. Okay, so these cards were completely randomly drawn, and look, this card is, if I could get the camera to focus, the moon. And of course there's a black cat, and it is a full moon right here. And what I love about when this happens, and it happens usually every time I have a reading, one card pops out, and it's just like a wink from the universe. Yes, God, goddess, spirit, source, whoever, whatever you want to refer to, the almighty I am that I am. When these types of cards show up, it's kind of a wink saying, I am here, I am listening, and just recognition for what it is that we are doing tonight. And it's actually the last card of the deck, although we've got a couple of cards to go still in the reading. And so hold on one second. Can't open the book and hold the card at the same time. Okay, so the moon. This is a sign that you must trust your gut, your instincts, and intuition. These will lead the way through the darkness. Okay, so this is recognizing the fact that you have questions about certain things that are happening in your life, and the first thing that comes up is relationships. For somebody, they're having doubts about a relationship, and it doesn't necessarily mean it's a romantic one, but they're just having doubts about the situation. And earlier in this reading, we were discussing High Priestess of Earth said, show me something. And it's perfectly okay. It's perfectly safe for you to draw that boundary. The moon is encouraging you to trust your gut instinct, and with respect to the relationship. And it might not necessarily be, well, because everybody eventually is going to show their true colors. And if you are asking for something that you feel is important from another person and they're not willing to show you or come, that way without helping you understand, a good legitimate reason why, then they're not meant for you. And the moon is also saying, come out and bathe in me tonight. Let's see. Some people will say one thing and you have a weird feeling that they mean something else altogether. Pay attention when you have these feelings. It's a it's a deeply spiritually intuitive time, especially around the time of the full moon. So that's why I think this reading is stressing the importance of becoming, more grounded, earthing, remaining open, not being too rigid in your mindset. And because another thing that's being pointed out now is being too rigid in your mindset is going to prevent you from being connected in this way, where you can trust and listen and actually understand and comprehend and hear what your intuition is trying to tell you. And let's see here, we have 6 more cards to go. We are trucking, and this card is fulfillment. I love the fulfillment card. It makes me feel so positive, and it's such an excellent card to draw right now. As most of you who are watching this may know, the full moon is in Capricorn, and this is a time of focused intent, accepting responsibilities, and being really diligent, being like hyper vigilant about being hyper vigilant about your manifestation, about your vision. And because one of the things that Capricorns are really good at is fulfilling their visions, and it's because they are so, by nature, the Capricorn is so hyper-focused to the point where they may even be considered bullheaded or stubborn. To some people, it's strong-willed. Thank you very much. And so the fulfillment card is recognizing that this is a time of great fulfillment for any of us who are willing to embrace that spirit of Capricorn and be really diligent and steadfast in our pursuit, or maybe the non-pursuit. Next, we have denial, and it's like as soon as I look at this card, it's like the message comes screaming through. Don't be fooling yourself. There's something or somebody about which you have been in denial, and this goes along with the what do we talk about? Trusting your gut about the person or the situation. And really paying attention to the signs. So the denial card is a red flag that the very first thing that pops into your mind is the thing that you're in denial about. And so pay attention to that. Okay, so this is not surprising to me. The next card is obedience. And it's interesting because we're being asked to be flexible and non-rigid, and fluid, but also be diligent. And it's the universe. What everybody kind of really needs to understand is the universe is just our bodies are just like the universe. The universe is just like our bodies. It's consistently seeking balance or homeostasis. And so you can't be all the way floppy, but you do have to have kind of a backbone, but remaining open, and also being obedient to the call that is in your heart, and following your gut, being open to your intuition, And being disciplined in your approach. Something that's coming through is that, like, somebody's really struggling with like the vision of self, or self-worth, and part of it is because of a lack of discipline. And when you are working on self, or you're working on a manifestation, it takes diligent practice. It's not something where you you say, okay, I intend to manifest $1 million, and then you sit on the couch and eat potato chips all day. That's not how it works. It's excellent to have the intuition, but it takes obedience and diligence to do the things that you have to do, and not do things that you don't have to do, in order to be in a position to accept your manifestation fully. And that is the quickest way, in my experience, to have it show up in the physical realm. And this is the 14th card of our reading, and it's called Message. And I'm not sure exactly what kind of bird that is on there, but obviously this is a message. This entire reading is a message to you, to your heart. And the card itself is saying, get ready and pay attention. You're about to get a message with special meaning. So I'm emphasizing pay attention because what is this? I mean, the entire theme of the reading, more or less, has been about focused intent, paying attention, listening to your gut, being intuitive, having a playful sense of spirit about it, but being open to receiving a very special message. It says some will be sent a sign in nature that will point you in the direction that you are seeking to take. It's just reiterating there's a message coming. And the next card is going to pertain to what exactly that message might actually read, as if we hadn't really gotten the message. Oh, well, I was wrong. That was the 13th card, so we have number 14 here. So this card is Oath. And the Oath card is generally associated to relationships, especially romantic relationships. It says you have chosen the symbol for oath. This is the symbol for all promises and is a reminder to keep the ones you have made. So these are promises to yourself. These are promises to a friend, a partner, a loved one. If you're dealing with disappointment because somebody else has broken a promise to you, it's time to be real with yourself. And I'm straight up, this is coming directly from Source. This is a message, and sometimes it can be a little intense, but it's they're saying it's time to be real and understand that you're expecting more from this individual than they were able to really give to you. And so the Oath card is also saying that for every ending that has taken place in your life, or may be taking place in the near future, there's a beautiful and bright beginning. So as soon as you feel like maybe the ground is crumbling beneath your feet, pay attention and expect a miracle. The miracle is the message. The message is the miracle. And keep your be very, very careful right now about giving your word to people, because your word is your bond, and if you want to attract people that are going to be loyal and faithful and keep their commitments to you, then you must be willing to do that yourself, with others, and with yourself. An example of a promise that we might make to ourselves that we break, a lot of us break, I've even broken it, is the commitment to work out on a regular basis, or at a specific interval. That is a promise that you make to yourself. And what do we talk about with the High Priestess of Earth? She was saying it's time to take better care of your body. So the Oath card is about keeping your word, being careful about who you give your word to, because it is your covenant, and not choosing to maybe distance yourself a little bit from people who are really flippant with their words. So that brings us to our last card, and it is the Grove card. The Grove is like a symbol of respite, or let's see here. It's a symbol of healing, which may be physical healing, a spiritual healing, mental, emotional. Of course, the time of the full moon is an excellent time to do healing and forgiveness work. Now is the time to apologize to anyone you have harmed and make your friendships whole again. So maybe part of the loyalty question is you've had a falling out with a person, and now it's time for you to maybe step up and be the bigger person and apologize. And then from there, you can assess whether or not the relationship, you have to, if you're wanting to walk away from the relationship, you might as well do it in as conscious of a manner as you possibly can. Show compassion and kindness to others, even, it says it even exactly in this book, even in the wake of differences. Know and understand that no one is perfect, and yet the imperfection is where the perfection in a person or yourself lies. So, really encouraging card to round out the reading, Grove card. Right now it looks like there's a lot of things going on, but it kind of makes sense that there's this kind of tug of war, because there's the duality right now is going to be between Capricorn and Cancer, with the Sun being in Cancer, and Cancer is obviously a highly emotional sign, and Capricorn is a highly analytical kind of sign that doesn't really connect too much with the emotions. And so there's a lot of back and forth between, rigidity and flexibility, and that kind of theme running throughout this reading. But it's also addressing some meaningful relationships in your life, and whether or not these relationships are serving you, or whether you're showing up the best that you can, both in your own life and in your relationships. So that was a big one. That was pretty. It was a pretty intense one. I don't know about you, but for me it was, for sure. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to just check in real quick on Facebook and or on the website as well, and see if anybody else checked in, because we're going to hold a drawing in just a moment. So bear with me here one second. And let's see. I'm sorry. The computer's running so slow. Oh, by the way, if you actually enjoyed this deck and you would like to get it for yourself, you can do so by, let's see, I think I got mine from I think I might have bought mine from Colette Baron Reed's website directly. So you feel free to check that out if you liked the deck. It's a really beautiful deck. The graphics are really nice. Okay. Alright, so it looks like the two people, there was, I don't know how many people are actually watching this, but out of everybody that committed to being part of this reading, only 2 people checked in. So that makes it kind of easy for me. What I'm going to do for the 2 people that actually did check in is both of you are friends with me on Facebook. You know who you are, John V and Sherry S. I'm going to, you know, I don't know that it's necessary for me to really do a drawing. I'm going to just go ahead and offer each of you a free 3-card reading of your choice. That you know, using any of my decks, and we can connect either on video or video chat, or so a lot of times I like to do the reading and post it in a PDF and email it to you so that you actually have a hard copy that you can refer back to. And that's really nice because sometimes you need some extra encouragement and you're going to want to refer back to those PDFs. So for John B and Sherry S, that is available to you. Again, it's a free 3-card reading. Just feel free, I'll follow up with you on Facebook, and we will work out the details regarding that. For anybody else, I wanted to just take this opportunity to invite you again. If you were moved by this reading and you got something out of it, you got some kind of information that was beneficial for you, please send me feedback on that form I mentioned earlier. It's on my website, dragonflyoracle.com. You can also join me on social media, which the links to all of my social media accounts are located on my website on this posting, which is where you probably are seeing this. Feel free to connect with me through Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. I'm pretty active and relatively response. I have a relatively timely response depending on how you get a hold of me. And I also want to invite you to join my email group if you were moved by this reading, because I have daily readings and daily messages of inspiration that I share with my email group Monday through Friday. It drops into your inbox, generally speaking, first thing in the morning, so it's a really good way to jumpstart your day. And if you're interested in joining the email group, you can do so on my website. There's a link. Or for those who were joining this broadcast from the Facebook group, I will post the direct link to join the email group if you're interested. At any rate, I want to thank you so much for taking the time to be with me tonight, and I wish you the brightest blessings during the time of the full moon and beyond. And just remember to remain open and be gentle and kind to yourself and others. Trust your gut instinct, and be really aware. Pay attention to the signs and messages that are coming to you now, specifically from the universe, specifically from people, because people aren't always who they say that they are. At any rate, again, biggest and brightest blessings to you and yours, and I hope you enjoyed this event. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. Thank you so much.